Let's talk about jerkbaits, a key presentation for so many species throughout the year. I recently was on Lake Kabetogama, a Canadian shield-style lake in northern Minnesota, and caught walleye, pike, sauger, and smallmouth all on the same jerkbaits in the same area. End of the day, they just plain work. One of those highly versatile baits that can run at different depths. They can be worked slow in the spring and fall to turn reluctant fish into biters, or worked fast in the summer to trigger reaction bites. They are especially good around rock, but can also be worked over shallow weed flats or along deep weed edges. Not to mention, many of them can be trolled behind the boat with great effectiveness. I'm not here to sell you a specific one. You can drop $15 to $20 on a Megabass 110 or Berkeley Stunna, or go more old school with the Husky Jerk or X-Wrap. All can be effective when used at the right time and place. In the early spring through pre-spawn, when the water is colder, I like a slower cadence, either 2 longer strokes with a long pause or 3 to 4 quick twitches with a long pause have been most effective for me. I usually size down this time of year for bass and walleye to something like a size 7 or 10 Husky Jerk. The pause this time of year is usually the key. The hardest part for me is slowing myself down enough to let that bait sit there for 3 to 5 seconds. Seems short until you count it out. As the water and the fish warm up, get more aggressive with your retrieve to trigger reaction strikes. I'll often just aggressively twitch the bait all the way back to the boat, maybe stopping once or twice for a couple of seconds, especially if there is a large boulder or by a weed edge. The same 2 to 3 pumps and a pause cadence is also very effective. I'll stick with the smaller jerkbaits for bass and pike in general, but will reach for a larger bait if the lake has some higher quality fish available for it. I target deeper rocks or weed lines this time of year. As the water cools in the fall, jerkbaits once again start to shine. As the fish move shallow towards rock, sand, or weed flats, and the shallow jerkbait bite picks up again. Targeting similar spots to the springtime, experiment with faster and slower retrieves. The fish want to be aggressive, but if the water gets too cool, you may have to slow down. Wind-blown points and rocks are great places to start, but in some lakes, shallow flats will hold a lot of fish in the fall. At the end of the day, it's hard to go wrong with a jerkbait any time of the year. Experiment with size, depth, and retrieve to tailor the presentation to the conditions, and you will get bit. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out our other videos.